Hello, you're watching the 18 WJTS News. I'm Joy Holt. In tonight's top stories, 2 drivers and passenger were injured after a Tuesday afternoon accident on the city's north side. A boil order for the Rolling Hills area is still in effect while officials await results for a second water sample. And an early morning altercation led to the arrest of a Jasper man. That and more local news is all right here coming up on 18 WJTS. And in our first story tonight, 2 drivers and a passenger were injured, with one driver being cited in a 3-vehicle accident that took place on Tuesday on Jasper's north side. Jasper police say at around 1:15 yesterday, a crossover SUV driven by 75-year-old Gary Siddons of Jasper was northbound on U.S. Highway 231, attempting to make a westbound turn onto Manheim Road just in front of Applebee's. Police say due to a semi-tractor trailer that was facing south in the turn-only lane looking to make an eastbound turn, Siddons was unable to see whatever southbound traffic that may have been coming along 231. Siddons turned out in front of and failed to yield to another crossover SUV driven by 54-year-old Katie Johnson of Shoals, who police say was headed south. At that time, police say a third crossover driven by 36-year-old Frederick Freitag of Terre Haute was stopped at the stop sign of Manheim and US 231 facing east. They say the momentum of the collision propelled both Siddons and Johnson's vehicles into Freitag's, inflicting damage to all 3 vehicles' front ends. Siddons and an unidentified passenger in his vehicle both complained of chest pain, while Johnson complained of lower arm pain. All 3 were taken to ambulance to Memorial Hospital for treatment. Freitag was not injured. Jasper police ticketed Siddons for failure to yield the right-of-way. Police were assisted at the scene by first responders with the Jasper Volunteer Fire Department, Memorial Hospital Emergency Medical Services, and the DuBois County Sheriff's Department. And in an update on the boil order advisory that was issued on Monday for the Rolling Hills area, the Jasper Gas and Water Department reports the first lab reading of water quality for that area returned with good results. However, the boil order remains in effect at this time. Another reading will be taken and reported in 24 hours. If that is clear, the neighborhood boil order will be lifted. Until then, residential and business water customers in the affected Rolling Hills area, including Redemption Christian Church and DuBois REC offices, need to boil their water before consuming. Water from the site must pass 2 samples over a 48-hour period before the order is lifted. An early morning altercation led to the arrest of a Jasper man for domestic battery. Jasper police were called to Huck's gas station along 3rd Avenue after 3 a.m. this morning to a report of a physical altercation between a man and woman. Police confirmed that both had been under the influence of alcohol. After further investigation, 31-year-old Eric Rager was arrested and charged with a Class A misdemeanor charge of domestic battery. And Jasper's Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center has achieved the Health Grades 2018 Outstanding Patient Experience Award. This is the 10th straight year Memorial Hospital has received this designation. The 2018 distinction recognizes Memorial Hospital among the top 15% of hospitals nationwide, according to Health Grades, the leading online resource for comprehensive information about physicians and hospitals. Health Grades evaluated nearly 3,500 hospitals that submitted at least 100 patient experience surveys to the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, covering admissions from April 2016 to March 2017 to identify hospital performance in that area. Nationally, almost 3,000 hospitals met those requirements, with 439 hospitals outperforming their peers based on their patients' responses to achieve the distinction. Memorial Hospital's performance places it among the top 5% in the nation. The Indiana Natural Resources Commission on Tuesday turned away proposals that called for a bobcat hunting season and a requirement that captured raccoons, coyotes, and opossums to be killed, drawing cheers from people who fought the proposals. Department of Natural Resources Director Cameron Clark moved to withdraw the proposals during a commission meeting, and the panel adopted those motions unanimously, eliciting applause from nearly 100 people attending the meeting. A nuisance animal proposal would have required animal control workers to kill captured raccoons, opossums, or coyotes. More than 200 people attended public meetings about the proposals, and more than 2,000 comments were submitted online, mostly opposing them. Many comments said the department did not provide enough evidence to justify a bobcat hunting season. A Western Indiana man has been sentenced to 90 years in prison after being convicted of setting fires that destroyed one covered bridge and damaged another. Jesse Payne was sentenced Monday, a month after a Park County jury found him guilty but mentally ill on 3 counts of arson. Authorities say Payne set fires that burned down the Jeffries Ford Bridge in 2002 and damaged the Bridgetown Covered Bridge in 2005. He also tried to set fire to the Mansfield Covered Bridge in 2005. Payne was initially found incompetent to stand trial after he was arrested following the Bridgetown Covered Bridge fire. However, he was found competent to stand trial last year after receiving several years of treatment at the Logansport State Hospital. A white nationalist from Paoli who is on probation for harassing a prosecutor at a Donald Trump campaign rally in Kentucky in 2016 is going to jail after a domestic abuse incident that occurred this year. 27-year-old Matthew Heimbach was ordered to serve 38 days in jail for violating the terms of his 2-year probation for the Trump rally incident. Heimbach appeared yesterday in court in Louisville and was led away in handcuffs. Heimbach's probation violation was for an arrest in Paoli in March on battery charges for allegedly assaulting his wife's stepfather. Heimbach was on probation for physically harassing an African-American woman who was protesting at a rally in Louisville for then-presidential candidate Trump in March of 2016. He had a 90-day jail sentence suspended in that incident as long as he stayed out of trouble and took anger management classes. All Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicle branches will be closed for the upcoming holiday, Memorial Day, Saturday, May 26th through Monday, May 28th. Branches resume regular scheduled business hours on Tuesday, May 29th. For a complete list of branch locations and hours or to complete an online transaction, visit their website at mybmv.com. And you'll have a chance to step back in history and experience the sights and sounds of pioneer life at Spring Mill State Park's Living History Weekend during Memorial Day weekend, May 26th through the 27th. Activities this year will include cannon demonstrations, building tours, pictures with an Abraham Lincoln reenactor, and pioneer games. Visitors to the park can see encampments, watch as meals are prepared, and find out about spinning, weaving, leatherworking, cooking, woodworking, and blacksmithing. Cannon demonstrations are at 9 a.m., noon, and 3 p.m. on Saturday, at 9 a.m., noon, and 2:30 p.m. on Sunday near Sycamore Shelter. A nighttime cannon fire will take place Saturday evening on Memorial Day, May 28th at 2 p.m. A Pioneer Memorial Service will take place at Hammer Cemetery. Admission is $7 per in-state vehicle and $9 per out-of-state vehicle. Spring Mill State Park is located at 333 State Road 60 East in Mitchell. And finally, research from Indiana University shows that over the past 15 years, the number of opioid overdose deaths in Indiana has risen by more than 500%, while misuse of the drugs has cost the state a total of $43.3 billion. In addition to the human cost, economic damage from the misuse of opiates in Indiana has cost $4.3 billion last year and will exceed $4 billion again this year, or about $11 million each day. Direct costs are expected to top more than $1 billion in Indiana for 2018. That's been a look at news. Stay tuned. Up next is your local weather and forecast right after this.